And I will be content in every circumstance. There you are. Alright guys, okay, let me just get into this video. Sorry. So sorry. I got distracted. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jubileen, but you can call me Juby. Today I want to come here to chat to you guys again. Once again, here I am, guys, chatting. No, today I want to talk about being African in America. You know, being African in America, not being African American. I mean, because technically I am African American, but they call American black people African American, so it gets kind of confusing. It gets very confusing sometimes. But yeah, just let's chat about being African in America, okay? This American culture. So I feel like I'm a really Karen. Okay, let she just flushed upstairs, so we're gonna let that. Yeah. We're gonna let the water go down. Guys, my house is loud for no necessary reason. Like unnecessary reason. Like it's just really loud. I don't know. Oh gosh. We're going to wait. But how are you guys doing while we wait? How are you? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope God is treating you, life is treating you nice, God is treating you nice, you know. I mean, God is always treating us nice. More than we deserve. But yeah, so I want to break it down to 3 categories, basically: education, culture, and food. I mean, there's more things you can really chat about, but I just want to just talk about those 3 in this video, and kind of like my experience, and just kind of like comparing, you know, American culture, Tanzanian culture, and like how I adjusted, how I adapted to living in America after moving here, like how many years ago? It's been a long time, you know, it's been a long time. Over, let me do my Martin. If I'm doing my Martin right, it's been 14 years, about 14 years or so. So yeah, I've been living in this country for about 14 years full time. But you guys know I was born here, and then when I was 2, yeah, go watch my ethnicity tag if you haven't seen that. It will let you know more about me a little bit, and also my TZ to America video, and that one will tell you a lot as well. But yeah, so I guess I'll talk about education, and I kind of chat about it a little bit in that TZ to America video. But yeah, education wise, it's different, you know. Like over there, a public school is not the same thing as public school here. Over here, public school, really she has a guys, I've been filming all day because she was sleeping, because she works night shift, and now she's finally woken up because she's about to go to work soon. So now, oh my gosh, the loudness. Anyway, yeah, so education over here is different in sense of like, here public school is public. You go for free, you don't have to pay for it. Well, at least in grade school, but college and university is different. Over there, public school you still have to pay for, because nothing is coming for freely, especially education. So I guess when it comes to education, opportunities for education here are kind of better, because you get to go to school at least for free for the first 12 years of your life, but not after that you can go into debt like I did if you're not careful. So I guess that's a major difference, like, you know, because when I lived in Tanzania, I went to a private school, which was kind of a little bit more expensive than the private school. I mean, I guess the reason why the public schools are called public is because they're a little bit more affordable, even though you still gotta pay for them. But yeah, that's really like the major difference when it comes to education, public schools versus private schools or whatever. Here in America, you pay for private schools though, from what I know, from what I understand. What is about education that I want to chat about? Yes, the classrooms are different. Obviously here, corporal punishment is not acceptable. Over there, all we knew was corporal punishment. We didn't know another type of discipline. If you would talk to any teacher anyhow, if you look at the teacher anyhow, if you write anyhow, if you do anything anyhow, the teacher doesn't like, just expect corporal punishment. Here, kids can just talk today. Oh my gosh, guys, when I worked at the daycare, y'all, these kids used to talk to me anyhow, and like they don't care that you're an adult. And it's because I'm not pro corporal punishment, because honestly, I already said that in other videos, I thought it was low-key child abuse the way they used to beat us. But yeah, there's just certain things that I would definitely not be able to get away with, that I have witnessed. You know, how kids talk to their teachers in school, how I've been talked to when I was a teacher. Like, I would have really just gone home with band-aids or like plaster all over my face, like just no. So in the United States is more it's not accepted, but there's some states in the US that you can use minimal corporal punishment, but I think that mostly applies just for parents. I don't know about schools. But no state that I've lived in, I've seen corporal punishment be acceptable in school. So yeah, that's that. So I guess next thing you want to chat about is culture. Culture, oh my gosh, culture is so different. Okay, I think the first one that comes up in my head is about like how kids interact with their parents in American culture versus Tanzanian culture. Like kids are very more laid back, I guess, in how they speak to their parents, in terms of like respect, or I guess what would be seen as a respectful way of speaking to your parents. Yeah, you can just talk to your parents anyhow. Most African countries, like there's a big emphasis on respect for adults, regardless of if they're parents, but it's especially if they're your parents. Yeah, just like people calling, I've witnessed in America people calling their parents by their first name. Just any adult in general. I think growing up, everybody's called auntie or uncle in Tanzanian culture or African culture in general. So it was very uncomfortable for me when I first came here, and everybody was like, "Oh, you can call me this," and they were older than me, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can just call you everything. Like, you like, I want to call you auntie or uncle. Sorry, like, I'm not used to being able. People be telling. I mean, now I'm used to it. Like, since I've been living here for so long, calling people who are older than me by their first name. But like when I first got here, it was just like, oh my gosh, you want me to call you by your first name and you're like older than me? Like, I'm supposed to call you auntie, uncle, sister, brother. I'm not supposed to call you by your first name. I mean, not sister and brother. Sister and brother is not that deep. If they're like, I don't call my sister or brother, even though she's older than me. But my oldest cousin, I call her sister, or in Swahili dada, because she's not significantly, but she's much older than my sister and I. So we're not as close in age compared to me and my sister. My sister and I are just 3 years apart. But yeah, and then you have to also do a formal greeting. Like, I don't do a formal greeting with Karen again because we never grew up doing that. We're such close in age, but I do a formal greeting with my older cousin. And my younger cousins be trying to do that on me. Nicole, if you're watching this video, like, I don't like that. Like, it just makes me cringe because I don't know. I think it's part of me being in the American culture. When people kind of do things formally, you feel like you're old. And I don't know why the American culture. Kurt! Yo, she's taking a shower. So you guys are gonna have to just tug it out with me. She's taking a shower, so if you hear the noise, just tug it out because it is what it is. But yeah, so I don't think yeah, in American culture, this really being formal is to someone, it like makes it seem like they're more of an adult, calling someone Mr., Sir, Ma'am, yeah, Miss. It just seem, for me, it seems like in American culture you're seen as older if you're dressed formally. But yeah, this is, I don't know, this is how I've seen it and how I viewed it. But yeah, the culture very much different. Oh yeah, okay, so speaking of parents, like in American culture, I feel like talking to your parents is like, some people make it more easier. I don't know, even if you have a bad relationship with your parents, or not, you don't communicate with your parents as much, I feel like in American culture people can talk to their parents about a lot of topics that in African culture is like a taboo. Like you just don't even think about talking to your parents about those type of topics. You just, even no matter how old you get, you just like, no, I'm never going to talk to you about this topic. I'll talk to my friends about it. I might even talk to my sister or my cousins before I talk to my parent about this topic. And yeah, it's just that, like, in African culture, they just really have a big emphasis on respect, big emphasis on like kind of like hierarchy. Like they don't really, like, there's not really a mixture, intergenerational mixing, to be honest. Like the the kids stay in kids place, the adults stay in adult place, regardless of how old you get. Like you're never gonna just be able to not as easily go into a conversation with the elders or the older people in the family and just kind of like chat to them like you're their age or you're the same age. You still have to go in there with some type of respect, some type of like kind of like not like you're inferior, because that's not the good word, but like just come in there with some type of respect. Like you're not gonna come in there just talk to them casually as you would with a friend. No matter how old you get, you're still gonna have to come to them with some level of like, I'm not gonna just chat to you like you're my girl. We're talking about, excuse me, anything, you know. But I feel like as they've lived here, my mom has kind of also adapted to the American culture. So even though I'm able to talk to my mom more laid back, I know if I was in Tanzania, I probably wouldn't have be if she was still there, or was still like following the culture, how culture is there. But again, we've been living here for so long, so you know, it rubs off on you. Like as much as you don't want it to, sometimes certain things. I mean, certain things are good that they rubbed off. Certain things aren't. But yeah, it does. It just rubs off when you live here. You're surrounded with the culture. You're surrounded by people. Like you're not, unless you just stay in your house all day and you don't talk to anybody in America. You just talk to other people in your home country. You're going to be. It's gonna rub up on you. Yeah, it's gonna definitely rub up on you. Yeah, so yeah, next thing I want to talk about, chat about again, is the food. The food is a major difference, you know. Because the people didn't tell me this here, I've been doing this whole time. Not that I care, but I was doing it for you guys, you people, so it looks presentable to you people, not for me. For me, it's okay. I'm used to my hair not doing what I wanted to do. But yeah, food is major difference. I feel like American food is very much, I don't know, like very dry. not dry and like it doesn't taste. It's just like we have in Tanzanian food, there's a lot of like soups, stews, foods like that, where it's like you always have some type of soup or stew with it. But I feel like American food is like pasta, rice, well, not really much rice, the lasagna, whatever they do. What's this foods? But yeah, is this a difference in foods? And That was also, I mean, for me it was not a major adjustment because I like dry food. I don't really like stewy foods. I don't really like soupy foods. Even growing up in Tanzania, I used to just eat my rice dry. Sometimes I literally would eat my rice without stew sometimes because I just I don't know, maybe that's why I used to get so constipated. And also I didn't really drink a lot of water. But so for when it comes to food, I don't think I had a hard time adjusting. Like, I like American food. It's just like my mom and my sister aren't the biggest fans of American food. I mean, like, my sister, yeah, but mom definitely not the biggest fan of American food. Like, African people, African parents, if you have Arab parents, you know that they're cooking African food for holidays, like Christmas, any holiday, any function, they're cooking African food. They're not really going to be cooking American food just because it's Thanksgiving. You're going to eat African food for Thanksgiving, you're going to eat African food for Christmas. Whatever it is, you're eating African food. So I love my culture's food. I like Tanzanian food. I haven't really dabbled and dabbled into other cultures like that. Other cultures, foods, or stews and soups. Like, I haven't tried like egusi, like Nigerian food. I've tried jollof rice, but I haven't tried what is the other, the egusi, and this is something else. What is the leaf one called? It's the green leaf one. What is it called? I don't know. But yeah, I haven't really, and that's something I want to try. I don't think I would try it on camera because I'm a picky eater, and I don't want somebody to be like, oh my gosh, you're insulting my food, my culture's food. No. I'll probably try it on off camera just to see it myself. You want to come just drop? You want to come through the ceiling? Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, I tried the little snacks from other countries, but that's different. That's snacks, like, that's not someone's actual like food. Like, that somebody didn't actually cook that in their kitchen. But when it comes to like food, I'm not playing with nobody's feelings about that. So I'm gonna just try that off camera, and then if I don't like it, then I don't. Cause I've tried other like jollof rice. It took me a while to like it because the first time I tried jollof rice, I actually didn't like it, and then I had it at someone else's, and I guess I really realized it depends on how someone cooks it. Cause when I first tried it, like, if nobody ever offered me jollof rice again, I wouldn't have been mad after the first time I tried it. But then someone else, offered it to me. It's like, oh, just try it. You're gonna like it this time. And then I tried it and I actually really liked it. So when it comes to jollof rice, it just really depends on who cooks it. Because yeah, the first time it was not a good experience. So I was just like, I don't know if I like this rice. So I feel like living in America versus Tanzania has just been a very cool experience. Me living in different states. It's been a cool experience. Like, it's something that I used to really dread and not like about my life, like having to move all the time, always have to be the new girl. But the experiences have been different. Like, there is one thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about how when you're African in America, and I really don't want to go into that African American versus African debate because I just feel like, oh my gosh, because I just give it a rest. Give it a rest. The argument is very burnt out, but I really do want to talk about it because, like, especially I would say in grade school, or mostly towards in high school, yeah, it was kind of difficult, like, people, like, I mean, I feel like American culture is not accepting African culture more, or African American culture is accepting African culture more these days. Back then, it was not the same. It was really not the same. It was really, really not the same. Like, people were just not nice about it. They were very mean. You kind of felt, and it was kind of like, okay, the white people don't like you because you're black, and then the African American people the black people don't like you because you're African. So you're just like, dang, you used to lose right here. It's like, it's a lose. The white people don't like you because you're black. The black people don't like you because you're African. And just like, wow. So and I think a lot of African people, when they come to America, that's when they're first kind of like experience discrimination, because when you're living in Africa, everybody's black. Nobody's discriminated. I mean, there's like tribal people will always. Okay, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna wrap it up because my camera's about to die. But I cannot understand how people always find ways to discriminate each other, because even in Africa, even though everybody's black, people still find ways to discriminate against each other based on tribes, what village you come from, what tribe, like it's just like people will always find ways to discriminate against each other based on groups, divide themselves into groups. So I really cannot understand why, but I wish it wasn't that way. But you know, like regardless, I think that's what I've come to see throughout the years. Like people are always gonna figure out a way to divide themselves into groups and to other people and make themselves like, oh, we're more superior or we're more better than that group, whatever. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to put your post notifications on. I'm gonna keep saying that every video now because I need you guys to keep those tab bell on. Just know that videos are coming out now. I'm just gonna be spitting them out to you guys. I'm going to be giving you guys the videos, okay? So put that post notification on, so you can catch my next video. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Love always, Jimmy.